Hello YouTubers and SSG followers. So this is my 5 charging procedure. 5 charging procedure of charging of the battery with the Radiant type impulse charge. So first of all, measurement equipment. Okay, measurement equipment, probably with a good light. This is a voltage meter of my charging battery, let me think, and this is a ampere meter of the charging battery. So here I will measure the current which is going to the battery. Here I will measure voltage, the state of the charging battery. Okay, next part. Here is a primary battery. It's fully charged, 12.54. This is the voltage state of the primary battery and the milliamps ampere meter of the primary battery. Okay, now I start the system just like that. Let me just system is actually on. Then I just spin the wheel. Like that. It's other side. So you see, currently I spent 32 milliamps and getting on primary 12.47 discharge voltage, and at this side on my charging battery I get only 15 milliamps, but the voltage of my charging battery little but slowly increasing and raising up. And this is whole my procedure. Things I would like to thank people who give me the advice with the voltage monitoring device when I discharge my battery. So I think I should thank you and say I think I can found the same device but with a cheaper price in Europe, because I'm outside from US and currently I do not wish to order from US because it's take too long and I have too little time to do my things. But anyway, USA, as somebody say, I support USA. USA is a very good country, especially for Ukraine, and I am from Ukraine, so you know what I mean. You see, I holding the camera at this point. This is a charging of this is battery which I currently charging, and this battery voltage, you see, slowly but steady increasing. So just like that, takes a few days to charge the battery to some voltage level. It's not yet, it wasn't fully charged, so I'm still thinking about what should I do next when I do my experiments with 20 charge and discharge procedure, but I think it will be really interesting. And yeah, well, what another point I would like to comment, I getting the email from the Aaron Murakami company. They recently done very good presentation conference, which I think was in Ohio, probably, or not. Better say it was in USA. This energy conference in USA, and there are a lot of information which probably will be interesting for you. The device which was shown by some USA guys, I do not want to spell the names wrong, so I just say that's the device which can draw power from the wall and get more power as a result of some interesting circuitry and switching. This actually was most interesting part, because the people in the conference, I think they actually did show some interesting theory and practice how you can reach over unity. And once again, to my project, this is not an over unity device. I mean, the way which is circuit currently working, it's not self loop or the thing which I can draw power and get power more and more and more, and this continuously. So I think this is only one part of the solution. Probably other part will be how to smart switch between charged and discharged batteries, and to do such solutions that you do not damage batteries, that you always get some additional work by spinning of the wheel, and you will utilize the mechanical work of the wheel, or you will just experiment further and probably get more interesting results, such like using more than one transistor. But I will guess this would be a lot trickier to do, because each transistor have on trigger time, and to trigger, probably I think the best way to do the thing with the one coil with a lot of windings for different transistors. Bedini did show us the device with a lot of coils, and this was actually one of the developments which Bedini done. So my best guess, if I do another system, this will probably be a very bigger, I would say not larger coils, I think it will be a bigger coil with a lot of windings. Each winding will have some transistor, but the problem stands in the way, I will say it's a problem with the battery, because once again you have charge and discharge time. So I just would let you my recent thoughts about how this project can be developed further. So let's just think I get the amount of the voltage on the charging battery, like, I don't know, 12.65, pretty decent voltage. Some people say you must get 15 volts, but I will just ask you, is it chemically possible to get such voltage on the battery? So just need to experiment further. But in the ideal state, what will we mean fully charged battery by the SSG circuit work? I will get such battery, charge it fully, then I will think what I can do with this power. I got this power by discharging this battery. This is pretty conventional thinking. You spend energy, and you will get some energy, but not a lot, but some part of energy, because you have always losses in your system. But the way how I utilize this battery can be very interesting. So what I should think of is probably the setup when I get not one battery, then I get 4 batteries, and with the condition that on this side one of the 2 batteries always charged. It means some clever system should control the discharge and charging process of the battery. And question arises, how I can charge primary battery, because primary battery should be charged conventionally. I mean, yes, you can use capacitor charge circuit, but it's tricky. So where I want to point? I'm at the thinking process that it should be possible to get such system where you have 4 batteries. 2 batteries should be always charged by conventional means. That means you have an inverter, you have a charging device, and this connection type, conventional type inverter to the conventional charging device. This will be used as following: as soon of one of 2 charging batteries. So one of the charging batteries by which I charge only by VDINI, disconnect from whole circuitry, and then reconnect to the another part, to another the way different circuit. We just connect inverter to the charged battery, and to inverter conventional device, and this conventional device connected to this battery. This will be probably the most simple process. Other people say, why I should bother why can I charge the same radiant impulse which I use which I use to charge this battery? And my guess and my best question is, I will just quote VDINI, who told that you cannot charge the battery with one type of energy and then use this type of energy to charge another conventional battery. But what it means you can try to do this, but probably you won't get the result. So I just want to get back to my original idea. Original idea says the chemical in this battery is in ideal state. The battery leads are in very good shape without any sulfatation. The battery can produce current at 20-hour discharge rate. So at this 20-hour discharge rate, my idea to charge conventionally the other battery, but what is only not conventional is how I charge the first battery, because when it's possible to charge unconventionally the one battery and then use it for conventional power, then I probably have some net result. It's not so much big, but let's just think in small steps and go from small steps further. So, and of course another question, how can I build such type of device which will have such features without any negative sides to my charging process, because the radiant impulses are very strong. Just give you some example. You see this ampere meter? At one point I had the situation that when I measure the resistance with a noise, and the resistance, it was like the device was disconnected from any circuitry, but the mode when I must charge the resistance, it gone to zero. So radiant charge can influence the circuitry in very unusual ways. So just think, this is not, for me, this is not a classical circuit which you see in some electronics books, and this is the reason why it's so difficult to think about the idea, because if you learn conventional way, which I'm currently advised to learn first, because conventional teaching will give you just necessary tools to understand electronics, but to build stuff such unconventional stuff, you probably should think unconventionally. as hearing this wrong or bad, but this is my train of thoughts. I think that to get better results, I probably need to build a stronger circuit. I mean, not one transistor, like 6 transistors, and then drive the transistors with synchronicity, I would say. I mean that each transistor close his circuit at one speed, at one rate. So I have at each transistor produce one type of the impulses, and when I can drive such system with a lot of impulses, probably charging time will increase a lot, because I just have more impulses to produce, and the ions in the battery is starting to move faster because of the radiant impulses which I send to the battery. And yeah, and this is actually the way how it's supposed to work. You produce the impulses, you send the impulses to the battery, and you hope that your chemistry in the battery can work with such impulses and produce some usable power. So it's not a magic, it's just real science which you learn in small steps, but the way how it works, it's just fascinating for me. And this is because this is the reason why I'm doing my research, because I think if I spend less energy, like here 26 milliamps, and you'll get the fully charged. So, and they have mechanical work for some reason. Yeah, then it's in the whole part the way how it's supposed to be. And another thinking idea, it's to build a pipe which would be connected to the rotational point of the wheel, to the center of the wheel, to the axis of the wheel, and then just at the other end of this thing, tube, I will put the fan, and then I produce wind. So I have circuitry work, and then I have mechanical work. And another cool idea which I currently thinking of, it's when I connect with the help of the non-magnetic tube, aluminium tube to the wheel. I mean not tube, pipe. When I connect pipe to the axis of the wheel, and on the top of the pipe I will have some fan in the form which will get a lot of wind power. Then I have wind generator. This is my idea, another crazy idea, I think. And then what should happen? This wind generator should produce so much wind power then that I will able to catch with a electrical windmill. And the rest of the history you can think of yourself. But this is the future, probably future, which will happen or not. But I'm thinking in small steps and do my research in very I will say breakthrough thinking process. So once again, you see, I started at 1170 volts, and now I have 1185. It's not the charge is not completed, and you can see the voltage meter of the primary battery, and you see clearly that primary battery voltage is decreased. So as I awaited, so you see clearly that is not such type system which people say, oh, you can produce much power as you get. No, this is actually not the same way of thinking. I think it was idea of Peter Linderman, who said at one conference that the idea is to reuse the power which you normally didn't use. And I just want to agree with this idea. So it's nothing new for you people who thinking about this. And I would just advise you to build such small but I would say very interesting project, and to adjust what most important people miss, and they miss actually the radiant impulses. I have a very simple and cheap oscilloscope, and I think it's a very important tool at the beginning, because when you build such system you have different size of the coil, you have different type of the batteries, you have different type of transistor, and not all transistor can work in the same way. This is another tip for me, for you. So if you think about using transistor for this type of system, just use MJL transistor, and this is probably one of the reasons which you think about. And think about the batteries too, because if you take some junk batteries or from eBay, sealed lead acid batteries is even worse than junk batteries, I will say, because this is a problem with the liquid, with the liquid in the sealed lead acid batteries. I just have bad experience with the sealed lead acid batteries, and I do not recommend to use sealed lead acid batteries for this type of project. If you want to spend your time for nothing, do this. Do use sealed lead acid batteries, but I will just advise to start with such type of batteries. Why? Because you can monitor the level of the liquid in the battery, and it is very important, because each time when I discharge or charge of the batteries, the level of the liquid changing, and for very good charging process you need to cover all the leads to the upper level. And with sealed lead acid batteries you don't know what your upper level is yeah. Sorry for my English. I'm just overwhelmed by recent events in Ukraine and sleep bad, but this is not the reason why I'm telling you. I just want to tell my research going forward, and I will not stop. I will do to the end this research, to the point where I have my own site of view or mod, or I don't know, some more, I'll say, continuous progress, much I will say much better as this circuit. But this is future. Currently my work, my hobby is to get some results from the current setup, and from this setup learn about the whole parts of the system, and from them I can scale and share my knowledge. I will reference the interesting part of the Bedini conference 2014, which I thanks to Aaron saw. The ideas about patent on some ideas not so wrong, but patent law is very different in each country. So my current view will be on patent. This is a good idea to patent your design or your device or what just you think it's valuable, but then you can and you must share the functionality of your device. So patent, and yeah, like that. What I will myself will do when I create my own design circuitry, probably I just go away and to see how the world can reproduce and improve the quality of life. If somebody want to build a weapon, I don't care. I mean, think or not, but my think about sharing the technology of such type, this will be revolutionary, and this will be new way of life, probably, or not. But I don't care personally. I just care about the development and the research. This is my only care, and I'm not, I will say, it's not selfish, but I'm believe that humanity is shaped by the individuals, not otherwise. So thank you for viewing. Charging going underway. Thank you all. Bye bye.